Hello everybody, my name is Lily. I am so happy that you are here with me today. In today's video, I am going to show you another video of how I make my signature little house envelope pockets. As many of you may know, I have been creating these for a long time and I have so many different styles, but I think that my favorite ones are the Christmas little houses that I enjoy making this time of the year. And I have a new one for you, and I have made these using Kraft envelopes. And if you watched my recent flip through video, I will have it linked up above. That is where I featured the little Christmas house envelope pockets, and yes, they are made from envelopes. Let me just show you really quick what they look like. So it is a number 10 Kraft envelope that I have cut up in a way that you can now use it as a little house pocket. And so you can see this is the length of the envelope. And I am going to show you how to create this. I also have a playlist where I show you all of the other little house envelope pockets that I have created. And I will also link that video right here so that you can go, actually the playlist, so that you can go and watch all the other style of little house envelope pockets that I have made. These are so much fun. You get to decorate and use whatever it is that you have and make these your own. And all you need is an envelope. And whether you use a new envelope or a junk mail envelope, any envelope, number 10 size envelope, you can also DIY your own envelope and create these beautiful little house envelope pockets, which I like to include in my junk journals because you can use the back for journaling. It becomes a floating pocket in the journal, and I'm going to show you one of those junk journals that I showed in the flip through video. I have it right here, and I'll show you how it is that I insert these in there. But then you can also add anything you want into the pocket. I like to add tags, and you'll see in the junk journal the way that I have used it. So let me just reach for it and show you. So this is one of the most recent junk journals that I have created. Again, I will have that video linked down below so that you can see all 8 that I have made. And so cute. I love working on Christmas junk journals. But the way that I use the little house envelope pockets is I include them in every single junk journal that I make. And I've been doing this now for a couple years. And you see, all I do is I attach it with a large paper clip so it becomes a floating pocket. And it's so cute. I just love that it's the first thing that you see when you open your junk journal cover. And let me remove it. And so see the large paper clip here. And so I'm just going to carefully slide it out. And I'm going to set this down. So stinking cute. And so I like to add tags into the pocket. So here is one of the tags that is in there, and then I've added some cute little eyelash trim. But you can add photographs, journaling cards. You can even put a chocolate bar in here. You sure can. Just whatever you want, sentiments, and these are so fun. And not only can they be used in your junk journals, but these also make great gifts, and they are perfect for gift giving in lieu of a traditional Christmas card. So you can do one of these instead. And then if you are using these to give as a gift, you can tuck in maybe a gift card, maybe some cash, something special, whatever you want. Fill it with goodies like flat things like stickers and other journaling cards, tags, anything you want. It is entirely up to you how you use them. I'm going to show you the process as to how I make these. Oh my gosh, you're going to love them. Oh, by the way, do you see what is behind me? I recently uploaded a video of the advent calendar that I just made using my little house envelope pockets. And so if you want to watch that video showing you how I made that, it is so stinking cute. I have it living here in my office, but I have a whole video showing you how to use your little house envelope pockets to make an advent calendar. And I am going to link it right here for you. Okay, are you guys ready to get started? Let's go. Here is an up-close look at these beautiful Christmas little house envelope pockets. These Kraft envelopes I have in my Amazon storefront, and I have that link in the description area below. But just keep in mind that you can use any type of envelope white envelopes or even junk mail envelopes. These just happen to be in my stash. I've had them for a few years. I think they're pretty cool. So if you'd like some of these, I do have them linked down below. And they are just decorated with things that I came across in my Christmas junkie boxes or embellishment boxes. And I also went through some of the scraps of paper, and I love working with gold foil paper. For the stamping, I'm going to use Ranger's Archival ink in jet black. And then these are so cute gem wreaths that I've also had for a few years. I usually buy these after Christmas when they are super marked down, and then I just keep them in my stash. This is one of my most favorite cling stamps. It is a large set by IOD, Iron Orchid Designs, and it's called Portobello Road. And I've recently discovered that Portobello Road is in London, so I can only imagine how beautiful it must be on Portobello Road, just based on these images alone. So I'm going to use only 3 of the cling stamps: the door, the topiary, and also a lamp or a lantern. And just the 3, but there are so many beautiful ones. I purchased this one from Jamie Ray Vintage. She is just down the street from where I live, but she also has a online store, jamierayvintage.com. She's also on YouTube, so you could see all of the great things that she makes. She's focused more on thrifting and upcycling, and anyway, she does amazing work. So I'll have her information down below. And then some beautiful trim. I have this repurposed candle jar where I store some of these little wood embellishments and just random. I have snowflakes, some that are raw, and then others that have been finished with glitter, little gingerbread men. And I also collect these whenever they're on sale. And I repurpose all of my candle jars. I just clean them out and use them for storage. I love the way they look. And I am going to be using a couple different snowflake little wood embellishments. The ones that I had used, I think I only have one of those left. And it's so intricate and pretty, but they're all beautiful. And if you don't have these and you want to give the look of the snowflake, you can use a dimensional snowflake sticker. You can also do a die. You can, if you have a punch or a snowflake tie, you can also do that. Here's another repurposed candle jar, and in this one I have placed some of these little bling gems, and I'm going to grab a couple to place in the center of the snowflakes. And then I'm also going to use, I take that back, I'm only going to use one gem, and I'm also going to use one of these gold stars. And then some stickers. I love these Christmas sentiment stickers by Tim Holtz. This one is from 2023. I did place an order for new ones, and they are Christmas, 2024, because I went through those 2 sheets. I love those sentiments so much, and I've used them throughout the journals that I've recently made, and also I love using just random sentiment stickers. Look at these. These are envelope seals that I purchased a few years back. And those can also be used on the roofs of the little house. And then some fun washi tape, some holiday, festive. And I love working with gold foil anything. Paper, washi tape, trim. I like using the washi tape because it also reinforces the top pocket. And you'll see why as I show you step by step. It's also for decorative purposes, but to strengthen that pocket as well. Here is just a small stash of the envelopes that I have. Some of them have windows, others are just solid, and then I have these Kraft envelopes, which I love. And they're nice and sturdy. They are a lot sturdier than the white ones. The white ones tend to be really thin. So the first thing that I am going to do is seal the envelope. And this makes it nice and easy because they already have that little glue strip. So I don't have to use any extra adhesive. And then I am going to make these into a pocket by trimming a sliver of the top, like a sliver, barely any of the envelope, because all I really want to do is open that up and turn it into a long pocket. So just a tiny sliver of that. I am kind of congested this morning. I suffer from seasonal allergies. I know, totally random, but and this morning they're bad. It could be the change in the weather here and the temperature, and I've already taken my medication, but it's not going to be a good allergy day, and I can already tell. So I know I'm sounding pretty congested, and sorry if you can hear the sniffling in the background. Okay, moving on, I am going to fold over about 2.5. I know it's just a little bit under 3 inches. I'm using some of the little houses that I've already made as a guide, and you can see it's about 2.5 inches that I've folded over on that open end that I trimmed. And your rooftop can be as short or as long as you want, but I think anything between 2 and 3 inches, maybe 2.5 to 3 inches, works better, because then you can add all of your pretty embellishments to that rooftop. So in this case, it's 2.5 inches. And then I take my bone folder, or in this case, my scraper, just to crease that fold. And now you could see that it is taking the shape of a little house with a cute little roof. The next step is I'm going to cut open the sides, and I'm going to cut about 1/2 inch past the fold line. This gives it that nice little margin, so it's easier to place things in the pocket. You can also have your tags kind of poking out a little bit, and that little margin is about 1/2 inch wide, and that's what I'm showing you with the ruler. And I'm not going to mark it. If you want precise cuts, feel free to mark that 1/2 inch past the fold line. But I have made, I don't know, thousands of these by now, and I'm kind of just eyeballing it, but you could mark it. And so see how I just cut 1/2 inch past that fold line? And I'll do it again with this second one. And I know I go kind of fast, but go slow. Remember, I've been doing these for a long time. And then once I go past about 1/2 inch, then I'm going to fold over the flap. I'm going to pull it over to the left-hand side, and I'm going to stop once it catches. Notice how I'm just gently pulling it back, and then it catches right where I cut it, and I'm going to press it and crease it. Don't force that pull, because then you're going to tear the edges. We don't want to tear the edges. But if for some reason your edges get torn, don't worry. Washi tape to the rescue. And now I'm going to cut the excess right at the fold. And again, doing the same thing again, gently pulling it to the left, and right where it catches or right where it stops, that's where I'm going to press and crease it. Super, super easy. Remember, it's paper, and it's okay if we tear it or if we make a mistake, because we can fix it with other paper or with washi tape. So it's not the end of the project. And now I have this little eyelash tab, or excuse me, this tab, and I am going to leave that little tab there to reinforce that top edge, making it a little bit sturdier. I'm going to grab my art glitter glue, and I'm just going to glue that flap down. Okay? And that makes it nice and sturdy, kind of reinforcing it, especially when you place things in that pocket. Your tags, you know, they're going in and out, and it just makes it much stronger. A little bit of this glue goes a long way, and then just hold it in place. And you can use any glue. This Kraft envelope is a little bit heavier than the white envelopes, And in hindsight, I should have used a glue that was maybe a little bit stronger. And I edited out the few extra seconds it took me to kind of hold it in place so it glued down. Just trimming off that little excess that I had on the edge. And now this is where I use the washi tape. This again adds a decorative element, but also protects the edges from tearing. Just in case there's a sliver of a cut that is too deep on the sides, the washi tape is going to protect it. And this is really pretty washi tape. I received it in Happy Mail. So thank you for sending this to me. I love it because of the gold foil. And it's really not a Christmas or a holiday washi tape, but it lends itself for Christmas because of the color palette and also the gold foil. See how I'm pointing out? That's the side that we cut into. And so by adding and wrapping that washi tape all the way around, it adds that extra layer of protection on the sides, and it looks pretty. And I will do the same thing with this second one. I went through all of my washi tapes because I thought I would use all the others that I collected, but I really like this one, and so I just kind of stuck with this one. And as I'm choosing my washi tape, I have this long skewer, and I just kind of hold all of my washi tapes on that skewer. It really helps keeping them in place so they're not rolling all over the table, and they're upright so I could see them, and they're not on their sides, so that works for me. I added a little bit of glue on that edge. Sometimes washi tape tends to lift. And then just for added security, I added just a drop of glue to seal that edge. I'm now going through my scrap pieces of paper. I'm trying to use up all of the extra scraps that I have. It's amazing how quickly we create scraps. So scraps on top of scraps on top of scraps. But I will have a video coming up soon where I will work with a lot of these leftover scraps to create clusters to embellish Rolodex cards. So if you are not subscribed and you like this type of content, subscribe to my channel because I have plenty more Christmas craft projects coming your way. I appreciate you being here. And I took this scrap piece of paper. This one happens to be right about the size of that roof. I'm just going to trim the excess. I could have left it. You could leave it or you could trim it. And then this next one that I'm going to use, it's much larger, so I am going to trim it down to size. And it is about 4 inches by 2.5. Remember to always measure twice, cut once, because I have made many, many mistakes. So measure twice, cut once. And I'm going to do the same thing with the second one and glue it down. I think the gold foil is so pretty. It kind of gives the look of a starry night. And even though it's on the roof, it creates an entire scene. And I love that. Now, it's a little bit short at the bottom, but no worry because I'm going to cover that up with some of the gold trim. I'm using my Tim Holtz stamping platform to stamp the door, the topiary, and that cute little lamp. And I'm setting everything exactly where I want it. And I'm just going to stamp it in place. It did take me a couple of times to press it onto the envelope so that I can get a clear image. I just edited that out. And this is what it'll look like. I'm also going to add some more embellishments, and I'm going to add some coloring onto the stamped images. This is a photo pencil set that I picked up at the thrift store. I think it cost me like $1. And it's meant for black and white photographs and adding color. But I thought that they would work fine on this craft paper. And by the way, regular coloring pencils may also work on the craft paper, also on black paper, and then use other items such as I think Tim Holtz has some pencils that work really good on the craft and on black. Use what you have, experiment with what you have. You can also use a little bit of watercolor, alcohol markers, regular markers. All I want to do is add a little bit of interest to the stamped images. And these photo pencils worked really good. They almost have like a little chalk consistency. So I wonder if chalk would work. I'm sure it would. And the white one was my favorite because it highlighted the flower pot and it looks so pretty. So it's just that little extra detail that really creates the overall festive and holiday look on these little house envelope pockets. I am a maximalist, okay? And so I love all of the embellishments, all of the details, and I love layering. The more, the better. I love the busy look, but I also want it to be cohesive. You could, if you want to, make minimalist houses, if you want to. But I think the more, the better, in my personal opinion. I'm using a heavier glue for the snowflake embellishments. This is the ultimate glue, and it works on wood, on plastic, on glass, on paper, and I love using it on the heavier embellishments, and it dries fairly quick. And I'm just going to hold it in place with the clothespin until it completely dries. Meanwhile, I'll get some of these really cute wreaths and place them right over the door. In the past, I've also die cut wreaths. I think I have a punch with a wreath. You could also use, what are those called? Rosettes. You can use so many different things to make the little house, or to decorate the door on the little house. These are old Maggie Holmes stickers that were just in my stash. And some of these cute little bows are wider than I need. And so I'm just trimming off some of the width on these and adding it to the topiary. So stinking cute. Have you watched my advent calendar? I know I talked about it at the beginning. I think I talked about it at the beginning. And so if you would like to see my Christmas advent calendar, where I took 25 of these little houses and created an advent calendar, I will have that video either linked up above or in the description area below. I'm just pointing out that this glue is fantastic for all of these embellishments, including these little gems. It will hold it in place. It is a great adhesive. Not all adhesives are created equally, and I'm sure you already know that. And so if you want things to really adhere, make sure you're using the proper tools, okay? I'm now going to use some of these stickers, and I saved that packaging because I like to create tags with the packaging, the sticker packaging. I actually have a video for that. I'll link it up above. So if you want to see how to reuse that packaging, I can show you the way I do it. I'm adding a little bit of glue onto the wood embellishment. I want to make sure that the star sticker, even though it is sticky, doesn't come off because it's not a paper surface, it's a wood surface. So I want to make sure that that adheres right. And now just trimming some of this beautiful trim. And this one is so pretty. I can't remember where it came from. I think I purchased it on my last trip to Mexico. I think I did. And I should have just grabbed the entire spool. I love it. But I love anything gold. I also love using gold eyelash trim. Oh my gosh, it's my favorite. My favorite. And for this, I am going to use some Fabri-Tac or Fabrifix, and that works well with fabric. But I recently discovered that art glitter glue will also work on holding your trims in place. These are the envelope seals that I'm going to use to add on the little roof. They weren't very sticky, and so off camera I had to go back and add a little bit of glue so that they stay in place. I've had these for several years. So it's fun to use things that were meant for a specific purpose, like envelope seals, for other things. So yeah, you just have to be creative, use your imagination, and that's where it gets fun. Where you use things in ways other than their intended purpose. So stinking cute. And let me show you how I use these in my junk journals. So ever since I created my signature little house pockets, I have included them in all of the junk journals that I make. And I just think it is beautiful to be able to open that first page and be greeted with one of these little house pockets. And I'll always attach it with a large clip on that very first signature page. It is inviting, it is welcoming, and it's just another added detail that I love including in my work. It is a floating pocket. You can use the back for journaling, and then inside, if you are keeping these or using these for your journal, you can add your tags, you can add notes, you can add letters, photographs, or even to hold receipts, maybe movie tickets, places you've been, little storage pocket, and it just looks beautiful. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you so much. You guys are awesome, and I will see you next time. Bye!